Morning. Okay, we're going to do 20 minutes of mobility and stretch together then. So all you need today is a mat and a chair. I think that's it. So if we start with the mat, we're going to lie down, face down for me. Okay, and then I want you to come up relax your feet down, come up onto your forearms like this. Okay, and then in this position, we're just going to drop the head down and lift. Keep doing that for me. We're going to do it 10 times. 5. 'Be relaxed when you've done 10. Okay, now I want you to turn your head to the right, center, left, center. Do 5 each side. Then relax down to the ground. Okay, flip over onto your back. Okay, I want you to curl into a ball. So hug your knees in, and all you're going to do from here is roll back and then roll forwards. Okay, and we're going to do that 10 times when you're ready. Make sure you've got a nice cushion mat for this. Not 2 more. 1 more. And recover. Okay, what's next? All right, hip bridge. So we're just going to go into a bridge. So we're going to work through hip extension, hands face down onto the floor, feet are parallel to each other, and we're just going to gently push through the feet up to the top position and down. Good. We'll do this 10 times. Although it's used normally as a glute activation exercise, it's also really good in terms of hip extension as well. And now I've lost count because I'm talking. I'm going to do 2 more. I think that will take me there. Okay, here it is. Okay, when you've done 10, we're going to flip over. We're going to do downward dog, and we're going to paddle the feet. Okay, so I want you to get into tabletop position. Okay, so your wrists are directly below your shoulders. I want you to curl your toes under. And then when I say go, I want you to imagine somebody's pulling you from the hips up, and you're going to go really high onto your toes for me, okay? In 3, 2, 1, push up, pull up through the hips, high onto your toes. Now let your heels sink down to the ground, and I want you to gently paddle your feet 1 at a time, as if you're taking your heels down towards the ground. Don't worry if they don't touch down. I don't want you to force anything. Good. Be nice and strong through the shoulders, nice and strong through the hips. Good. 30 more seconds left here. Ten more seconds. And relax, drop down to your knees. Good work. Okay, we're going to do T-spine opener, so thoracic spine we're going to work on. So if you go over onto your right side of your body for me, and then I want you to bring your knees up 90 degrees, okay? And then take your right hand on top of your right hand on top of your left knee, okay? And then take your left arm up into the air, okay? Just check I've got room there. I need to come down a little. Now, when I say breathe in, you're going to breathe in through your nose, and you're going to stay still with your arm, okay, for 4 seconds. When I say breathe out, I want you to breathe out through your mouth, and you're very, very slowly going to move to the side for me, okay? And I want you to keep your head looking up at the ceiling until I tell you otherwise, okay? Right, we're going to inhale now through the nose. Stay still. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to gently move to the left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay where you are. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gently move. Exhale through the mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gently move. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep going for that with that for me. We're here for another minute and 20 seconds. Now we're working through the thoracic spine. Now what I want is you to keep a nice straight line between your hand and your shoulder. Now you can turn your head now to look at your hand. And what I want to happen is I want your shoulder to be the first thing that touches the ground, not your hand. Your hand can only touch the ground once your shoulder has touched the ground. Now you may not get to the ground. I can't get to the ground with my shoulder. That's fine. We're not going to force it. But if you don't get to the ground with your shoulder, then you must keep your hand in line with your shoulder. It's super easy to just get the hand to touch the ground. That's not the goal. Okay. You're breathing in for 4 and out for 8. Every time you breathe out for 8, just try and relax into it as much as you can, and you may get a little bit more movement out of it each time. 30 seconds left. And gently bring the arm back up to the start position. Okay. And then just take your time to turn over now onto the left, and we're going to do exactly the same thing on this side. Okay, so legs are bent, knees are 90 degrees. Okay, right, left hand is on top of that right knee. Okay, and then your right arm is in the air. Your head is looking up at your hand. Okay, keep it there till I say otherwise. Right, let's inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gently move. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And move. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your head to look at your hand and keep going with the breath work for me. Make sure the knees don't come apart. Just under a minute to go. And then gently bring the arm back to the start position. Good. Okay, turn over onto your back for me. Okay, we're going to lie flat down onto the ground. I'm just going to move back a little bit. In fact, I'm going to drop the camera so you can see it. we're going to work on internal and external rotation of the hips. So lying all the way down for me, bend the left leg, actually bend the right leg. This is my left leg better there. Okay, and then all we're going to do is internally rotate the hip and then externally rotate the hip. Okay, you're going to keep the knee really straight. Okay, I don't want you to move, bend the knee at all. I want you to think of the movement coming from the hip. I don't care if it's the tiniest movement, but it has to come from the hip. Okay, it's really easy to get the foot further if I bend the knee. You can see there, if I bend the knee, I can get the foot to touch all the way down and keep my knee straight. Nowhere near as much movement. Okay, that's what we want. We want it to come from the hip. Okay, well, we're ready. We're going to do 1 minute. Let's go. Think of it coming from the hip. Good. And get a feel for the range of movement as we turn the foot out into external rotation and as we turn the foot in into internal rotation. As we're going to do it on the other side in a minute, and I want you to compare. So this side for me, internal rotation feels okay. External rotation feels quite limited. Don't rush this movement. So we've done this sitting up before, and standing. I think it's a lot stricter when we lie down. So the idea, I'll tell you when we switch sides. Okay, let's switch sides now. And let's do the right. Okay, let's go, and then we can compare sides. So this one I feel much more comfortable going into external rotation and not as comfortable moving into internal rotation. That's not what we're looking for, but I'm still working on it. Oh, I was thinking, oh, it takes a long time to change that. We've got to keep working on these imbalances. They don't change overnight, unfortunately. Now, what I was going to say to you before was I want you to keep your pelvis really central. So I don't want you to, as you turn the hip in and out, I don't want you to move the pelvis at all. So one side of your pelvis, so think your hip should not lift as you rotate. This rotation needs to come from the hip. So I feel much freer on my right than I do on the left. Oops, that's over. Change sides. Sorry, we're going to do it one more time. Sorry about that. Pull your foot in as well for me. Okay, and let's try tensing the quad this time. So tense the front of the thigh, pull the foot in, and let's go with this. That will keep the leg straight. That will help keep the leg in the correct position. Good. Exactly, we feel really restricted on external rotation. Oh, I thought this was getting better. You can't give up with these things though. It does take a while to change. This is where people just give up so quickly with it. But these are years and years of movement patterns that have got very restricted. So they don't just change overnight. They're not going to change overnight. And anybody that tells you they are is not realistic. It does take quite a lot of work to change these. Okay, let's change sides last time. Squeeze the thigh, pull the foot in, and let's go. Feel that's a lot stricter now with the movement, yeah. Yeah, big difference. So this exercise, this particular one, lying down and squeezing the quad, pulling the foot in, is something I'm going to start including every day because there's quite a degree of imbalance between left and right. I've been doing it, I was doing it every day in the seated position, and then I've changed it to include other stuff, but I clearly need to go back to this. So it's the same for you. If you find certain ranges of movement are really restricted or there's a big imbalance, I encourage you to include that every day and recover. Okay, that needs to go back into my routine. Okay, we're going to finish then with assisted runner's stretch. So this is where you need your chair. I just need to move a couple of things. I'm going to do 2 minutes on each side, okay, and then we're done. Right, so have a mat in front of your chair. Now, what I want you to do is go up onto your foot, okay, it doesn't matter which side, okay, and then what I want you to do is bring your other leg so that your knee, might have to go back a bit, is in line with that heel, okay, and then tuck the foot under, okay. Right, and then from that position, we're going to come up, 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 and I'm going to push my heels down towards the ground. If your heels don't go to the ground because you're a bit tight in the calves, don't worry, don't force it. I really don't want you to force it. Make sure both feet are pointed directly straight, and I want you to squeeze your quads, so the front of your thighs. And then we get a really nice hamstring stretch. You might feel it more into the calf on the back leg than the hamstring. Now this is the assisted version, the modified version of this stretch. Over the weeks I'll do the other versions, but if the other versions are too difficult, you've got this one on the chair to come back to every time, okay? Don't worry if your legs don't go straight. Again, don't force it. Just find the stretch and hold. Keep squeezing the quads, really important, because if the quads are tense, it helps the hamstrings to lengthen and relax. Good. Another 45 seconds. I really like this stretch. It's my new favourite stretch. If you're really serious about changing and improving your mobility and your flexibility, a quick 10-20 second stretch of each muscle group at the end of a run isn't going to cut it. Got to spend some time, put it into your training plan as a workout. So it's in there, not just like a quick add-on here, there and everywhere. And that's how people treat it. That's how people treat the warm-up. It should be in your training plan, in there. So important. There, and relax. Gently relax out a bit. Let's switch over. Okay, so knee 90 degrees. Okay, you don't have to go right up to the chair. Let's just get that knee at 90 degrees, and then the other knee in line with your heel. And then from there, let's go up, 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 up. Very good. Tense the quads, the front thighs, front of your thighs, and then just do your best then to relax into it. So if it was maybe a little bit less, there's not that much in it on the right front hamstring, but maybe a little bit more on the left calf. It's not a great deal in it in this stretch, and that's good because there used to be a big difference. So you'll find as you dedicate yourself to mobility and flexibility work that some things will start to change quicker than others, and that's normal. But you just have to stay dedicated and persevere with it. It's an important part of recovery as well. We want to build recovery into the training plan. It's important. Okay, 1 more minute left. Squeezing the quads. The whole philosophy of the running school down in London is that if you move better, you run better, and then you run faster. So you can't skip the move better bit and just go straight into run better and run faster. It doesn't work that way. So movement is the most important thing that comes first. Then you run better. Once you've worked on runners' technique, then they run faster. So I won't take anybody onto my speed program unless we've gone through 6 weeks of run technique. People will try to force my hand with that all the time, and I won't have it. If I push big runners with speed work, we haven't done run technique, then we'll break and recover. And relax out of it. Okay, good. That's it, I'm afraid. And that has just gone slightly over, I think, for 20 minutes. But well done. I hope you enjoyed that. Just keep working on your mobility and flexibility and enjoy it. All right. Cheers.